Hi guys, welcome back. So now I am going to solve a numerical example for Slutsky decomposition. So let's assume that this is my utility function. U of xy is equal to ln x plus ln y. By the way, this utility function and this utility function, u of xy equals x times y, are going to behave very similarly, meaning the first order conditions will be the same, the optimal conditions will be the same, etc. Mainly because these both functions actually represent the same preference relation. This is just the, this function is a monotonic transformation of this utility function where the f is actually the natural logarithm. All right. Okay. So anyhow, this is the utility function. Good. Well, what about the prices, px, py, and income? I am not going to give any numerical values yet. I'll first solve the optimization problem with a generic x and px, py, and income. You'll see why, because everything is going to be easier. Instead of doing optimization problem 3 times, I'll just do it once, and then I'm going to introduce the new parameters and then use the same demand functions over and over again. All right. Okay. So. First, let's solve the Marshallian demand curve. So the Slutsky decomposition has nothing to do with the Hicks demand. So it's all Marshallian demand, which means I am solving maximize xy from R plus. The utility function is ln x plus ln y, subject to the constraint xpx plus ypy equals income. So the Lagrangian is therefore ln x plus ln y minus lambda times xpx plus ypy minus income. Oops. So the first order conditions, FOCs, the Lagrangian del x equals, so this is the derivative of this is 1 over x minus lambda px equals 0. Del L del y is equal to 1 over y minus lambda py equals 0. And finally, del L del lambda is equal to xpx plus ypy minus income equals 0. If you use these two guys, as usual, I have lambda px is equal to 1 over x, and I have lambda py equals 1 over y. So if you divide both sides and cancel the lambdas, what I'm going to get is px over py equals, remember this is 1 over x divided by 1 over y, so it's y over x. That means, if you do the cross product, xpx equals ypy. All right? Then, plug this into my third constraint, which says xpx plus ypy is in fact equal to income. So whenever I have ypi, I'm going to write xpx. So xpx plus xpx, so it's 2xpx equals income. Hence, x must be equal to income divided by 2px. So if you plug x here, this px and px will cancel out. This is I over 2. Divide both sides by py, so y has to be equal to I over 2py. As simple as this. Okay? So therefore, if this is my utility function, my Marshallian demand for good x is income divided by 2x, and my Marshallian demand for good y is income divided by 2py. Very well. So now let's consider the following example, numerical example. Suppose that income is equal to $8, px is equal to 2, py is equal to 2. But then I change the price, px prime, to $1. All right, so all of a sudden I decrease the price of good x 50%. So this is going to lead to an increase on good x. Also increasing good y, but again, I don't care about increasing good y because the Slutsky decomposition says if you are changing price of good x, you should be analyzing the change in the demand of good y only. All right, so be careful. Okay, so what is the initial x? So the initial x, according to this calculation, I don't need to solve the utility maximization problem again for these parameters. So the initial, I'll just use those formulas basically. So the initial good X that this guy is going to consume is income divided by 2px, right? Which is equal to, the income is 8, the 2px is equal to 4, so he's going to consume initially 2 good X. Well, also calculate yi, because I will use it later. It's I over 2py. Well, but it's the same, it's 2. Okay, so very good. What is the final? X final. So the final is income divided by 2px prime, right? His optimal behavior will always be the same, whether price is px or px prime. Be careful. This is the niceness about solving this optimization problem for a generic px, py, and I. So therefore, x final is going to be I over 2px prime, which is 1. Px prime is 1. So it's going to be 8 divided by 2, which is 4. So initially he was consuming 2 good X. Now he's consuming 4 good X. So therefore, the total effect, we already found it, is equal to x final minus x initial, which is 4 minus 2, which is 2. Very good. How much of this is coming from the income effect? How much of this is coming from the substitution effect? We need to calculate this in the intermediary allocation point, xm, remember? How do we find xm? Okay, so if you remember, xm is the optimal allocation for good X, where my real income, my purchasing power is IR, and divided by the price that I'm going to use is 2 times px prime under the new set of prices. So what is IR? So the purchasing power is basically x initial times px prime, the new price for good X, and y initial times py. The price of good Y doesn't change. So therefore, I just multiply. So the sort of basically this is the cost of my initial bundles at new prices. So xi was 2, the price of good X is 1, plus yi was 2, the price of good Y is 2 again. So therefore this is 4 plus 2, $6, which is obviously less than $8, right? Because it costs less. So therefore, if I keep my purchasing power, that means I have $6, but the price of good X is not 2, it's 1. So it's 2, 6 divided by 2, so there are 3. So you know what? If I fix my purchasing power, then I will buy not 2, but 3 good X. So the substitution effect, therefore, substitution effect is therefore xm minus x initial, which is 3 minus 2, which is 1. Well, what about the income effect? Well, the income effect is always the final minus the intermediary, which is 4 minus 3, 1. So therefore, the total effect is equal to substitution effect plus the income effect. All right? So the total effect and the income effect are 50-50 in this example. That's mainly because of the Cobb-Douglas-like structure of this utility function or this preference relation. All right, how much time? Okay, I have like 9 minutes. So let's solve another example. All right, so I promise it's going to be a bit more interesting. So this time I'm changing the utility function, right? Because the different utility function means different behavior. All right, so the utility function is min xy. All right, I know the Lagrangian is not going to work, but what I know is the price of good X, px, py, and the income is I. So what I know that at the optimal allocation, X must always be equal to Y, right? The king point, remember? So the second equality is basically the budget constraint. X, px, y, py must be income. So therefore, whenever I see y, I'm going to plug x. So what I have, xpx plus xpy equals income, hence x is equal to income divided by px plus py. And because x and y are the same, so therefore the Marshallian demand for good x and good y are nothing but income divided by px plus py. All right, very well. So now I'm going to change the numbers because, let's not change them, okay? Because, I just wanted to change it because the numbers are not going to be natural numbers or integers, but whatever. So the same thing, income is initially $8, px and py are initially $2, but then I decrease the price of good x to $1. What happens to the income effect and the substitution effect? All right, so what is the initial consumption on good x? Well, it's simple. It's income divided by px plus py, right? 2 plus 2, 4, so it's 2 units of good x. Very good. Well, what is the initial consumption on good y? They're the same, so 2. Good, as previous. What about the final, though? The final is going to be different because this time income divided by px prime plus py, so it's going to be 1 plus 2, so it's 8 divided by 3. This is more than 2, but less than 4. Okay, fine. Let's leave it as it is. You don't need to find the number corresponds to 8 over 3. All right, so what about xm? Well, I need to calculate the intermediate, what is the cost of buying my initial bundle at new prices, meaning x initial px prime plus y initial times py. So the x initial was 2 times px prime is, 1 plus y initial was 2, py is 2, so it's 2 to 4 to 6. All right, so $6. Very well. So what would be my consumption? Well, given that I have the same purchasing power, $6, under the new prices, so it's px prime plus py, well, that's 3, so 6 divided by 3, so it's 2. Okay. Well, then what is that?